Deion Sanders, quarterback roulette, and Colorado's gamble. Inside the Buffalo's biggest early season question. In the world of college football, quarterback debates are as old as the game itself. But in Boulder, under the bright lights of Deion Coach Prime Sanders' third season, the Colorado Buffaloes quarterback situation has become something far bigger than a depth chart discussion. It has become a window into Sanders' philosophy, his willingness to disrupt norms, and his confidence that chaos, when properly managed, can be turned into fuel for victory. 2 games into the 2025 season, Colorado finds itself standing at the crossroads of clarity and unpredictability. The Buffaloes are 2-0, brimming with talent and confidence after their transition to the Big 12 Conference. And yet, the most important position in the sport, quarterback, remains unsettled. Or perhaps, in Coach Prime's eyes, deliberately unsettled. Earlier in the week, ESPN insider Pete Thamel reported that sophomore Ryan Staub, a name not at the forefront of Colorado's preseason plans, was expected to start in the Buffalo's Big 12 opener against Houston. The news sent shockwaves across college football media. Deion Sanders, the senior transfer who opened the season as QB1, had shown promise. Julian Lewis, the much-hyped 5-star freshman, had made brief but electrifying appearances. And yet, Staub, who entered the season penciled in as Colorado's third option, suddenly appeared poised to take command. Deion Sanders, never one to shy away from confrontation or candor, responded to the growing noise in the only way he knows how, with swagger, defiance, and a challenge to conventional thinking. Solidified quarterback? Who has one of those? When Sanders took the podium Tuesday, he knew the questions were coming. Reporters wanted clarity, certainty, and headlines. What they got instead was a philosophical curveball. "I'm not confirming none of y'all know that," Sanders said, smirking at the gathered media. "We ain't like that. We good. We have capable guys. Staub has been doing a phenomenal job and getting the majority of the reps, but I haven't made that assessment and decision yet." That answer alone would have been enough to prolong speculation. But when pressed further about the dangers of not having a solidified quarterback, Sanders leaned in. "Solidified quarterback? Who has one of those?" He shot back. "I've got time today. Who has one of those? What does that look like? What is a solidified quarterback? I want to know." The rhetorical question wasn't just a dodge. It was a deliberate reframing of how Sanders wants his program, and the country, to see Colorado football. A staffer muttered from the side, "We play quarterbacks every week." Sanders seized on the comment. "What does a solidified quarterback look like?" He pressed again, turning the presser into a seminar. The reporter clarified, "Most teams in college football, from Alabama to Texas to Georgia, roll out one clear, starting quarterback every week. That's just how it's done." Sanders wasn't buying it. "That can mean something's up for your roster if it's clear," he said. "Then that clear guy goes down. What's up with the second quarterback? I like where we are, man. I like what we have. I like what we're playing with. I like these dice I'm shaking. I do, I really do." The dice game. Why Coach Prime embraces uncertainty. For Sanders, the metaphor was telling. To him, quarterbacks aren't a fixed commodity. They're dice, each with potential outcomes, each capable of surprising you when rolled. His job isn't to cling to certainty, it's to stack the odds. Staub, Salter, and Lewis represent 3 distinct outcomes. Ryan Staub, the sophomore, doesn't carry the glitz of a 5-star rating or the pedigree of a high-profile transfer. But what he does have is patience, work ethic, and a growing mastery of the offense. In limited snaps against Delaware, he displayed poise beyond his years. Deion Sanders, the senior transfer, offers maturity and leadership. He guided Colorado to early points against Delaware, including a rushing touchdown. His dual-threat ability gives the Buffaloes balance. Julian Lewis, the 5-star freshman, is the future. His brief appearances have been tantalizing, but youth and inexperience still stand in his way of commanding the huddle week after week. Most coaches would be under pressure to anoint one as the undisputed starter. Sanders, however, thrives in the disruption. For him, competition breeds accountability. No one is safe. No one is entitled. Every rep is a tryout. Saturday against Delaware. A glimpse of the chaos. Colorado's 31-7 win over Delaware last weekend provided a case study in Sanders' quarterback philosophy. Salter started strong, guiding the Buffs to a 10-0 lead in the opening quarter. He capped the first defensive series with a 9-yard rushing touchdown, demonstrating why the staff trusted him as the initial starter. Then came Julian Lewis, who took the third and fourth series. His passes zipped, his movement was crisp, and he looked every bit the prodigy he had been billed as. But the scoreboard didn't reward him. Drives moved but stalled. And then came Ryan Staub, stepping in as though waiting for this exact stage. In his first series, he led the Buffs to a touchdown, closing the first half with a 17-7 lead. When the second half began, Staub wasted no time. 3 plays, 71 yards, a touchdown bomb to Sincere Brown. Suddenly, Colorado led 24-7, and the crowd buzzed with the sense that something special was happening. Staub's final stat line, 7 of 10, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns, wasn't just efficient, it was electric. Salter's numbers, 13 of 16 for 102 yards with 25 rushing yards, painted a picture of consistency. Lewis, meanwhile, flashed brilliance but didn't have a touchdown to show for it. On paper, it looked like a 3-way competition. On film, it looked like Staub's audition. The Houston Showdown, a Big 12 litmus test. Now comes the real test. Houston, Colorado's first Big 12 opponent of the season. For the Buffaloes, this isn't just another non-conference tune-up. This is the stage on which reputations are forged and seasons recalibrated. For Sanders, every decision will be magnified. Choosing Staub, if Thamel's report proves true, won't just be about rewarding performance. It will be about signaling that Colorado is unafraid of bucking convention in pursuit of wins. The Cougars, under Willie Fritz, have momentum. Their defense thrives on preparation, and a quarterback controversy in Boulder may look like an advantage to exploit. But Sanders sees it differently. If Houston has to prepare for 3 quarterbacks, the Cougars' defensive staff must divide its focus. Uncertainty, in Prime's eyes, isn't a weakness. It's leverage. Quarterback controversies and Coach Prime's brand. There's another layer to all of this. One that goes beyond X's and O's. Deion Sanders is more than a football coach. He's a brand, a cultural lightning rod. Everything he does, from his sideline attire to his media soundbites, is scrutinized, dissected, and magnified. By keeping Colorado's quarterback situation fluid, he amplifies intrigue. Every press conference becomes must-see television. Every snap becomes a referendum. This is what Sanders has always understood about sports. Drama drives attention, and attention drives relevance. By questioning the very idea of a solidified quarterback, Sanders isn't just managing a football roster. He's challenging football orthodoxy. He's inviting fans and analysts alike to debate, to argue, to tune in. What's at stake for Colorado? For the Buffaloes, the stakes couldn't be higher. After a 9-4 season that marked their best record since 2016, Colorado enters the Big 12 determined to prove last year wasn't a fluke. Their defense looks sharp. Their skill position talent is undeniable. But without a clear quarterback identity, skeptics will circle. If Staub thrives against Houston, Sanders will be hailed as a visionary who trusted his gut. If he falters, critics will pounce, declaring the experiment reckless. For Salter, this may be the last chance to prove he deserves the job outright. For Lewis, every rep is an audition for the future. For Sanders, every decision is a gamble, with his program's credibility in the balance. Conclusion: rolling the dice. In the end, Deion Sanders' approach to quarterbacks is a reflection of his approach to life. Fearless, unconventional, unapologetic. Solidified quarterback? He repeated Tuesday, as though the phrase itself were a relic of another era. I like these dice I'm shaking. Whether those dice roll Colorado toward a Big 12 title or a season of second-guessing remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. Under Coach Prime, the Buffaloes will never be boring. And in a sport where relevance is everything, maybe that's the most important win of all.